Okay, let's pick a question. What's the craziest thing I've done to get the perfect shot? So I know that you're referring to my photography because I love photography. It's one of my favorite hobbies. I've always said if I could make money as a photographer, I might not have been a CPA, which is interesting, isn't it? So one of the craziest things I've ever done to get a shot, I was in Iceland. I spent 2 weeks in Iceland photographing the beautiful, beautiful scenery. I love landscape photography. It's cold in Iceland, and we got to an incredibly huge waterfall, and the best view was out in the middle of the river. So I took my socks and shoes off, I rolled up my pants legs, and I waded out into the water. Now, it wasn't moving very fast, but the water was just above freezing. It was cold. So I spent 5 minutes out there. I took my photographs. I came back in, and my feet were blue. They were blue. It was so cold. So I had to warm them up. I didn't lose any toes, no frostbite. But it's still one of the best photos I took in Iceland. Glad I did it. When I hear SCACPA, what are the first thoughts that come to mind? Well, other than Chris Jenkins, who's our wonderful CEO, SCACPA to me is this organization that enhances the fun that I have in my profession. It provides me a voice. It provides me this organization that believes I'm important. And so that's what SCACPA's always meant to me. It's also one of the reasons why I chose to spend so much time volunteering and getting involved. It's the reward of being here. What am I looking forward to in this membership year? That's a loaded question. We have so many really important things going on. I'll tell you, the staff has always been great. I've gotten to work with the staff for a long time. This board that we have is an incredible board. It's an incredible group of people, and they do such a good job representing the CPAs in their area. I'm looking forward to really spending time getting to know them because that's where the decisions are made. This whole group of people, the staff and the board, and I think that's going to be the most rewarding part of this year. Where do I see the profession in 10 years? Well, the first thing I see since I'm turning 55 this year is retirement. But except for retirement, I really think the profession's headed for some really great times. I always believe where there's a problem, people will rise to fill the void. And I'm really seeing that around the country right now with the state organizations that are getting involved alongside SCACPA to really find ways to deal with our pipeline issues and enhance the profession. And so I see our profession growing in the next 10 years with the continued hard work that we have going on. But I also see advances in technology that could make life interesting. This whole idea of AI and how it can work as a tool. I don't believe it's really intelligent. I just think it's a really good tool. And if we can perfect it so that we know the stuff coming out of the other end works, I think it's going to really be fun. What's the best piece of advice I ever received? What a great question. I was talking with somebody about that today. As part of my career, I worked in industry. I ran a very, very large home building and land development company. And when that company sold, one of the two owners who had taken a company public and had more money than I'll ever think of in my entire life, he gave me a piece of advice when we helped him sell the company. He told me, he said, whenever you take a new job, he said, spend your first year and don't make any changes to the organization. Instead, understand the people, understand how it works, and you will find that the first things you wanted to change, you'll probably keep. And he's been right on more than one occasion. So I believe that's the best thing to do in any organization. If you could have a photo shoot with any fictional character, who would it be and what would the concept be? Great question. I'd have to say, if it's really fictional, I think it'd be fun to take pictures of the Fantastic Four. They're really cool superheroes. You know, they stretch, they do all, you got Boulder, you got all those big things they do. So I think it'd just be kind of fun. It would never happen, I'm a landscape photographer, but it'd be fun to do something like that. Since joining SCACPA, what are your fondest memories? Wow. My fondest memories have all centered around the people I've met. The people that I would not have known otherwise, the people from all around the state, places in the state I may not have even visited. Just the ability to meet people and get to know people. We have such a great group of CPAs in South Carolina. That's been really rewarding. If I was to create a photography-themed superhero, what would their special power be? Wow, that's interesting. So if I'm taking pictures of something, what would it be? Well, what if you could look through a camera and take pictures, and instead of the picture being what you took, it would be 2 days in the future. And so it would tell you what was going to happen at that point in the future instead of today. That might be an interesting superpower.